Paw Patrol has a dark secret that I think a lot of people don't talk about. You look at it and you just see a couple dogs with riders saving the town, but it's actually really darker than that, and it shows something that is actively going on in our society. Paw Patrol is not just about dogs taking over, but it's about animal cruelty, and but the most painful theme is how animals will take over the planet. Now I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out. Scientists have been doing crossbreeding for years. For years. Paw Patrol is a show about when crossbreeding gets too seriously, animals will eventually take over humans. You must understand that some animals are faster, stronger, and when we keep on trying to crossbreed and make the perfect animal possible, why would that animal ever listen to us? If you watch Paw Patrol, you know that there is no police officers. There is no society at all. In that little town that they have, yes, there are mayors, but the mayors have no power. They have no SWAT. They have no police force. They have no fire team. You want to know why? Because the Paw Patrol exists. The Paw Patrol has uprooted society and caused a revolution. The Paw Patrol has destroyed all other signs of communication in the city. You want to know why? Because why would they need a police force when they have superhuman dogs? That's the thing. And this has already been hinted to already in the show. When we have the other mayor, he created the evil cats that always go against the Paw Patrol. Now these cats are known for their intelligence. These cats have also been able to show as intelligent as the Paw Patrol. So when you have these two beings fighting each other, it is causing a dynamic where it's basically just a dog versus cat world. But there are no humans to stop them because all the crossbreeding has made these dogs and humans way more stronger than the actual individual. We have dogs driving cars, dogs flying on planes. And you might say, bro, they just are having vehicles. They're just smart. No, 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 no. First of all, a monkey is only 0.5 intelligence dumber than a human. So, in order for a dog to speak, they need to be around the same intelligence or smarter. So, let's say hypothetically they're around the same intelligence as a human. It's even worse than that. We have certain Paw Patrollers who, in the movies, are able to withstand superpowers. Their bodies are so strong that they can withstand running at super speed. Their bodies are so strong that what's her name? The pink one can literally fly a jet. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but when you fly, you can't immediately just take off. You need to have a startup. You need to go and immediately bend it up. But in Paw Patrol, she can literally fly and then turn without any velocity restricting her movements. Why? Because she is a superhuman animal. And this is what is going to happen if we continue to experiment with all these biodiversity and trying to create the perfect animal possible. And it's already going on. Now, not with animals specifically, but with AI. Now, these AI robots, obviously, you might be seeing these people saying, oh my God, AI is going to take over the planet. Oh my God, AI is going to change everything. And yes, I do agree that, but at the moment, robots are not as intelligent and robots cannot do things that humans can do. I give it around 10 years before AI and robots fully take over the planet and everybody starts losing their jobs and everybody has to start being unique and creative, or you're just going to lose all your money. I fully think that. And that is what Paw Patrol is about. Do you see what I am giving to you? Also, it is animal cruelty. This dude Ryder does nothing the entire show. He just gives commands like he's a slave controlling his masters. I mean, no, he's a master controlling his slave. Ryder is giving these commands to animals. Every single Paw Patroller is a slave. Now hear me out. You might say, oh my God, they're not slaves. They have rights, blah, 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 blah. Listen, listen, listen. While Paw Patrollers do willingly stay there, we know that the Ryder found them when they were kids. We know that Ryder has always been there for the Paw Patrollers. So obviously, the Paw Patrollers are going to feel entitled to help Ryder. Obviously, they're going to stick with Ryder because Ryder is the only person that's been in their life. Ryder is the only thing they know. Not because they are actually wanting to be with Ryder. That is a classic grooming technique, and it really is sad because we have all these animals, right? who are driving vehicles, having to pick up boulders, having to save humans. And even when they are on their breaks, if you watch the show, they do have break days, but it's not really a break because the entire city has to call them. So they're gonna play for like maybe 30 seconds to 2 minutes before they get another call, and then they try to have a break, and then they get another call. And you must think about the mental state of these animals. Like even with police officers, right? There are times where police officers are off duty. But since we have scientifically created the best dogs possible, since the other mayor has scientifically created the best cats possible, and since these dogs and cats uprooted everything from society, since they have broken society down, there is possibly no way for them to get a break because there is no other force to help them out. So they have to do everything because they are the strongest creature. I want you to ask you something. If you guys watch any shows, if you guys watch any anime, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's say hypothetically there's a squad of 5. Now the main character's teacher is the strongest in that squad, and he's always beating up individuals. And there is a supervillain, that is terrorizing society. Now, are you obviously going to think, let's go send these 4 other weak individuals at the supervillain? Or are you going to think, bro, go get him. You're the teacher. You're like the strongest guy in the verse. You're obviously going to think, hey, why is the strongest guy in the verse not fighting the guy? It's because since he is the strongest, since he is the smartest, since he is the most developed, he has to do everything in the verse. And that is exactly what is going on in Paw Patrol. Since these scientists scientifically created and made these animals evolve over time, since these animals went and uprooted society and got rid of the police force, the Fire Nation, all of that. Did I say the Fire Nation? What the fuck? There is nobody else to help them in their endeavors. Now you might say, bro, I'm dragging it. Bro, I'm making it too deep. And I might be, technically I'm right. But there's also a thing where you're trying to belittle the actions of the show. What if this was the actual purpose? Just because it is a kid's show does not mean that it cannot be deep. When I first watched Avatar, I thought, this is a kid's show. It actually is not a kid's show, but I thought it was. It is one of the best shows I have ever watched. That is what Paw Patrol is trying to show you. It is trying to show you why we need to stop experimenting on these animals before these animals take over society. I want you to imagine this. What if we keep experimenting on spiders? And now we got a gigantic spider. He got 12 legs. He can shoot out venom. He is as tall as a skyscraper, and he can just shoot out webs everywhere. Obviously, the US government's going to keep him. He's going to be like, oh yeah. This is going to be an amazing weapon. We could put them on a plane. We could drop them off at bases. We basically just got the founding and tiding on our side, right? Hypothetically. So they're going to keep mass producing this animal. They're going to try to make them use this animal. They're going to try to control this animal and use it for war. And for a while, it's going to work. For a while, they can be like, oh my God, what is that? As a big ass spider drops from the sky and kills everybody it sees. Now, eventually the spiders, they're going to overrun the US. Eventually there's going to be too many spiders for the US to control. Now, obviously, there are going to be security measures. Obviously, they're going to try to plan for this. But they're obviously going to be super spiders with melting acid, with extreme spider webs. What is the US going to do? If they can't drop a bomb on it, everybody's going to die. Now, obviously, you might say the US probably will drop a bomb on it, make an excuse, and then pray for the victims who were in the facility when it happened. I fully believe that the US might do that. But if they don't do that and the spiders break out, over this time, the spiders will completely control the United States. They completely will control the United States. And that is exactly what has happened in Paw Patrol. Now, I am kind of repeating my points now. but I hope you guys got the gist of it. It's really sad, We gotta stop experimenting on these animals. We gotta stop trying to evolve these animals before it comes to be like Paw Patrol and we get super animals. These animals are stronger than the humans in the verse. You guys don't know this, but these animals are able to pick up boulders. And I'm not even talking about the super suits. These animals are able to ignore velocity changes. These animals are able to instantly be able to understand how to work a vehicle. These animals are super intelligent. These animals are smarter than humans. And Ryder is the mastermind behind all of it. You have to think. You think Ryder, this guy with all this tech, this guy with all this knowledge, was really able to just find them accidentally? No, 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 it doesn't make sense. I 100% believe Ryder planned all of it. Ryder saw these 5 pups, and we already know how smart Ryder is. We already know how much tech Ryder has. He was like, they have potential. And he started causing the uproot in society. And since, like I said, these pups only know Ryder, they didn't know what it was wrong. They didn't know right from wrong. They weren't raised in a classroom. They didn't go to dog school. They weren't raised in a loving family. They were child soldiers. These guys are child soldiers. A lot of you guys don't understand it. But just because these kids, just because these dogs, aren't going around and beating people up, doesn't mean they still aren't in the field. If you have to go and risk things blowing up daily, if you have to go and risk whole cities falling apart daily, if you have to save millions of lives every day, yes, you were a child in that field. That's what this guy is doing. He doesn't need to be, he's like their medic. You could say they're in the medic corporation. Now, I think Ryder planned all of it. He was like, how can I get more powerful? How can I be more experienced? And had them uproot society, had them get rid of all the forces. Now, I don't have any proof on that, but we don't have a lot of proof on anything, and we make these assumptions, and it comes true. Everything we said about Epstein, it was true. There was a whole Illuminati of people at the Epstein houses where they would meet up and do bad things. I'm not going to go into it in this video. Like, I fully believe recycling is a scam, and I fully believe that Ryder is one of the most evil human beings on planet Earth. But alright, guys. I think we're done here. Hopefully this changed your view on Paw Patrol. Love you guys, and goodbye.